It's me, HTG Brian. We are back. I'm probably in high def or something. The hell is going on there? What is up, though? It is July 2020 Gamebreak, and as always, it's super weird when I have headphones on, all the echo with the green screen and everything. What do you think of my son? My son. There's one. There was one. That counts as one. I looked at the wrong camera. All right. Welcome, guys. It has been a hot second. There we go. I was gonna say, there's two. Hopefully, my buttons. Well, how can I need to block that off so I can't see the damn thing. Let's see here. Oh, I mean, there's actually a camera flipped up. Like I can see what the camera sees right there. You'd think that the motion and all this stuff would. No, I keep looking up there. There's two though. You guys get at least 10. Sound messed up. Refreshing. Your audio is whacked. Okay. Let's try this. By the way, your audio is whack. Girado, what is up? The audio bad. I wish I could hear what was going down. Well, it's a little bit of a rough edge right in here that I'm seeing now. Is it better now? Is it gooder? It's Aquaman. Is the audio still trash or what? I'm freaking melting, so hurry up. Still bad, huh? Let me try something. Any better? Still bad, huh? Okay, well, that's probably a delayed reaction there. Is there something specific? Not audio good. Sound muffled, maybe? Muffled? No audio, not good. It sounds muffled. Your audio is crackly. Huh. Let me try this one more time. Gooder? No, there's no slightly on a software issue at this point. I did a restart. That's why I was saying I know that something's gonna go wrong. Still got bad, huh? All right. Let me see if I can do. All right. Let me toss this back up real quick. Give me a hot second, guys. I'm gonna try to restart the software. The stream should continue. Hello, is this thing on? Is it any gooder? I bet you it's not. Watch this. This is so bad, Dig. This is so bad, Dig. All right, watch this. Did it go away? Did it go away? So it's better. Now watch. Bad? Bad? Good. So so it's definitely okay. Well, okay, give me a half a second here. God, this is so oh boy. All right, let's see here. Low def Brian in 3, 2. Oh wait, nope. Hold tight. Where the crap is this thing? I think it's. Oh. should probably plug it in, huh? I'm looking at cameras everywhere. None of them work. What the hell? Yeah, whatever. No, literally, all it is me turning the camera on and off. That's all it is. There is nothing else happening. It is just as soon as I utilize that camera, it goes bad. So let me give me a hot second. 3, 2, 1. Hey, while we're waiting, how about them freaking Blazers, yo? Can you guys see that? Am I here? All right, let me turn this damn thing off. So what's weird is that the camera is still on, but it's not happening. So there's some sort of weird conundrum happening with the software of maybe the 4K cam link. Maybe my 4K cam link is bad. Maybe I need to switch the USBs or something. Everything good? I mean, camera's not as legit as it should be, but wait, it was fine with the Sony? Really? Let's go back. Hey, I would much rather use my Sony. You guys have no idea how much time and money I've spent. Oh, now it's being a jerk. Stop being a jerk, Sony. Oh. I put the lens cap on. What a noob. What a noob. All right, let's go ahead and zoom back. Whoa. That's a little too much, Brian. A little too. Oh. Blind spot. It's a funny angle. All right, are we jacked again? We're good. Are we good? Which camera should I use? Tell me which one to use. All right, Blazers won. Yes, my son. I'm gonna put my finger in his mouth. Apparently, it doesn't work that way. Anyways, that was actually Reese's idea. Ha 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 ha. I thought it was pretty funny. We're all good. So what the crap? Okay, now I got both freaking cameras going again. Crap out of here. Maybe that'll help. Well, that only took a solid 9er. Welcome to the Gamebreak. Welcome back. We're here. Man, what a crazy month this has been, as per usual. This one was a little bit more sped up. I was doing project. I was doing streams. I was trying to live that, family / doggo life. And, I feel pretty good about where we're at. We're about ready to go on vacation. We're going to, we'll talk about that here in a minute. But I mean, statistically this month, we actually hit some pretty big milestones. And, that's all you guys, not me. I really appreciate your guys' continued support. It's just crazy, and I know a lot of people harass me, and people still wonder, how do you have so many subs and you only get so many people on your streams? Or, you know what? I'm like almost to the point where like it doesn't bother me, but I'm certainly tired of hearing that because, every day our little community gets bigger and bigger. And some people are here for different reasons. And that's what I want everybody to understand is that, we have 125,000 people that have found us and that have subscribed. They've gone out of their way to click a button and to show some love because they had interest in something that we provided, whether it was entertainment or resource, right? I mean, that's ultimately what Happy Thumb started as, was a video game resource. We were trying to provide trophy, achievement videos, walkthroughs, things that were helpful to you guys. Jeremy and I at the time found that there wasn't anything out there that was helpful. You had to sort through 7, 8, 10 videos. Now, the market and the whole genre has changed tremendously. There's so many more people involved, and there are some really good channels out there now. We got in a little behind some of those people, but we're holding on tight and enjoying our ride. And without you guys and your support, we'd be nowhere near where we are. But like I said, this month was pretty important with milestones. We actually hit I was skeptical about using this graphic. I don't know, especially for you guys on the phone. You guys might not even be able to see it. But essentially, we hit 2 pretty big things. One was, and this captures both of them on the spot, 125,000 subscribers. What? That's amazing. Thank you guys so much. You have no idea. 125,000. Side note, there's a certain amount of like, I don't want to say like I'm not trying to be like an ass, but there's a certain kind of aha that I have when I get to talk to my dad and my family about these things. Because, like, you know, I played video games a lot when I was a kid, and they always told me, "You're never gonna make it. You're never gonna make it." We've all heard it. We've all said. I say it to Reese. Like, it's just one of those things. Like, somehow I got really lucky and was able to kind of make a career. I'm certainly not rolling in the dough, but I've created a community that is worth more than you guys could even imagine. And the fact that you guys still support me is the reason why I continue to upload videos, which is what our next milestone that I wanted to talk about was. If you can't see it, there are 3,000 total uploads for Happy Thumbs, just the main channel. That doesn't even include all of the streams and stuff we've uploaded over to HTG TV, which some of you guys somehow still aren't subscribed over there and don't even know about our second channel, which is absolutely insane to me. Now, some of you guys actually are there on both channels every single day, and I see you guys, and I appreciate you guys tremendously. So hats off to you guys. We hit some big milestones, and like I said, it wouldn't be that. And here we go, Grant Gaming. My point exactly. Like like, instead of hating, or maybe like, I don't know, it's just weird to me. Like, hey Grant, do you realize this is your first time in here watching? How long have you been subbed? You know what I mean? Like, it's like a lot of people don't even know we stream, and that's part of the problem. But at the same time, you know, I'm grateful for my community that's getting bigger every single day. And, you know, I know a bunch of you firsthand. Like, I've created so many new friendships, and experiences based on Happy Thumbs. Like, it's just brought so much joy on so many levels. So, thank you guys so much. Let's get this crazy, terrible stat off the screen there. And let's move on to something a little bit less analytical, although it's data driven, so it's basically the same thing. So some of you guys have already made it over to my dog, Drexler. He apparently started an Instagram account. That's right. He on the gram if you am. We are too, by the way. But anyways, I mean, he's already got, his momentum of followers is way better than my momentum on Instagram. But a couple of you already found the channel and you've seen some of the videos and also what the main thing that I'm about to share with you guys. But if you guys don't know, my dog Drexler, we picked him up about almost a year ago. In fact, I wrote the check for him about 12, 13 months ago right now. We didn't get him till mid-September. He is a rescue. We were told he was a German Shepherd Beagle. And when we got him, you know, we could tell right away he was not a German Shepherd or a Beagle. He's got kind of that black snout that German Shepherds are known for. But, I mean, he's got hops. He's super fast. He's a herder. He's very much a cattle dog in so many ways. And that being said, we finally got some DNA test results. And I'm happy to say I finally can actually say I know what he is. And, we kind of came up with a combination, kind of a mixture of the names, when a poodle and a Labrador, it's a Labradoodle, and, they have all these things and everything. It's great. And Adam, I see you out there. What's up, buddy? Been a long time. Good to see you. Hope everything is well on your side of the rock. But yeah, so, Drexler, he is a year and a half old, and you can see, he loves to play. He's such a good dog. That's actually my mom's dog that's they're wrestling right now. That's Roxy. Roxy is his favorite dog in the world, and we get to go and see him all the time. This was just a couple days ago at the river. We have a nice little spot up the way, and he was playing with one of his other friends. I don't remember the dog's name, but they often have. And this is hilarious. This happens almost every single night, you guys. And it's just, I wish there was sound. I mean, Drexler is just, and Reese is just like, no, stop it. It's, and I mean, Drexler's not very good at biting. He's good at biting, but this is classic. Check this out. This was taken the last time I went to the beach. There's no Photoshop, no effects, no nothing. Look at this. Pretty hilarious, huh? All right, so that's Roxy again and Drexler. But anyway, so that's a short little video about Drexler. Life has been absolutely wonderful with him. The first month and a half, 2 months was absolutely crazy. A lot of you, Connie, and some of you out there that were here back then, remember. And we were like, we weren't sure if we were going to be able to hang. We weren't. We were like, we really wanted him. We loved him. He was so awesome. But like our backyard needed a new fence. We didn't have the $2,000 that it was going to take to put a fence in. And like he just wasn't trained. He was supposed to be good with cats, and he wasn't. Now he is. Like my wife has put in countless hours. I mean, I'm good with him, but she is great with him. I mean, he shakes now. He's coming back on command. He lays down. He gets off. He listens. The one thing that we haven't been able to master yet is his just kind of his ADHD. He's very squirrel, you know, and then nothing matters, right? So I mean, he's still young. He's got that puppy stuff, but you know, we made it through the hard part, and now my wife's already ready to get another damn dog. I'm like, oh, I'm not sure I'm ready for that yet, but you know, likely next summer once we finish our backyard and get it all good. Which, you know, I haven't really talked about that, but my wife has busted her butt off the whole time I've been streaming. She's been out in this 100-degree heat and moving these big slate rocks, and her and her mom and Reese, they built up this whole corner of our backyard. It was a pretty large area, and raised it up. So there's still like a patio. We have a wood deck, and then it goes down a step in this corner onto the cement, stone, and sand, which it looks really cool. It's really nice. And we're looking into getting projectors and gas fire things and all sorts of stuff. But it's just been crazy. And once we get that all finished, we'll likely get another dog. But we'll see what happens. We'll see where we're at. We're not house shopping yet, but we're talking things. So we'll see what happens. We got a lot of stuff on our plate, and we will see how it goes. Now, drum roll, please. Because I can't see this way over there. I got old man Brian eyes. I got it actually right here on my phone. But here's Drexler's breed by percentage. So as you can see, we were right. He is Australian cattle dog, 25%. And then it gets kind of crazy. It just goes hodgepodge after that. 12.5% American Staffordshire Terrier, which is basically pit bulls. Oh, snap, Neckers! Thanks for the sub. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully you enjoy our content. God, that was over the top, too. Like, I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to see who it was. 12 easy for me to say. 12.5% Boxer, 12.5% Chow Chow, and 12.5% Labrador Retriever, and then another 25% of all that other stuff, which to me, if I'm being honest, you know, it just kind of looks like, you know, 25, 70, 50, 70. I feel like Asian guard herding, sporting, hound are already covered in Chow Chow, you know, cattle dog. Like, I feel like those are, oh, there's three. That's at least three. Chacho with a 99 center. Thank you so much, dude. Much love to Chacho. But yeah, so, there it is. And there it is. So anyways, yeah. Anyways, uh-oh. Nom, did I spoil it for you? Did I spoil stuff for you? You should have come late. I didn't even think about you being here. I was all worried. I fired up the premiere. I didn't even look at the premiere. I was just like, hey guys, I'll be right back. And then I closed it and I watched the end. But yeah, so Drexler, all sorts of stuff, hodgepodge, mutt, if you will. But it's just good to know, you know, we actually, okay. So there's all sorts of hodgepodge names that we could create out of that, right? So we've got, we came up with Cattle Door. Is Cattle Dog and Labrador? Cattle Door? What do you think? What do you think of this whole me in the bubble thing right here too? Am I too much behind? Is it too weird? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was wondering how much I would, you know, I know this is like, you know, all ages and everything, but I figured somebody would say something. I figured it might as well be me. All right, so moving right along. Quest for the Dummy Batter. So check this out, guys. I was thinking that maybe this story wasn't over yet, but it might be. We'll see. Listen, if I have to go through this stupid audio as junk thing every time I stream or use this camera or whatever, you know, I feel like I almost remember I had to restart the software every single time I used it. But I did that before and that didn't work this time, so I don't know. But dummy batter. So let me go back in time. We're gonna go back to December. A camera I'd been eyeing for probably a year and a half, 2 years, went on sale from like either $550 or $600 to $400. And I told the wife, I said, look, I don't really need it, but it would be nice, and I'd be able to use the green screen again, and she said, if you got money for it, buy it. I'm not worried about it. It's, you know, it's for your business. It's going to help you. So, oh, okay. So we went and bought it. Now, funny story. I actually called her and was like, hey, on your way home from work, can you pick this up from Best Buy? She's like, oh yeah. Keep in mind, this is back in December. And she goes, yeah. So she, on her way home, what's up, Diamond? Welcome to the stream. Jay Rado, I see you out there too. Tyler Dale, what's up? Welcome. I know some of you were here long before that, and I haven't acknowledged you. We'll get to chatting after I get through the goods, which we're a good halfway through. So she picks it up, and when she's checking the thing out, they ask, do you want the warranty, the extended warranty? And I'm like, she says, yeah, I want it. She gets home, and I'm like, no, we don't want it. And she's like, okay, I'll go back and I'll just tell them we don't want it, and they'll take it off. And basically, I was paying almost the same amount of money for the camera with a 1-year warranty. Now, not to get into it about warranties or, you know, poop on Best Buy about their system, but essentially, I don't find 1-year warranties very worth the money more often than not, because of the fact that whatever manufacturer that made the product you bought usually has a 1-year or longer warranty. So I figure, you know, yeah, you might have to send it away, which is inconvenient. And depending on what it is, like if it's a TV and you only got one TV, you might want to buy the warranty. But like, you know, there's some other things that don't matter as much. And for me, this camera could certainly be put on hold to get sent back to Sony or whatever it would need to be. Ironically, fast forward, and I finally get to the port where I realize I'm not going to be able to use the camera without a dummy battery. And yeah, and Paz is totally right too. 1 year, 6 days, it blows up. As soon as the warranty's over, it always goes bad. That's just how it works. So a dummy battery. Some of you are probably unfamiliar with what a dummy battery is. I currently have one in right now. This is one of the bystanders that didn't make the cut. But it's a battery. So you can see here, the actual Sony battery that goes in the camera is right here. You can see there's no wire on it, and it has a charge inside. This has no charge. It's just got the power wire that goes directly to the nodes that go to the camera that talk to it to keep the camera on and give it power. The rest of it goes into a power supply. You get various ones. Some plug into USB, some plug in, you know, and depending on how much power you need, you can get, you know, different things. So fast forward a lot because this story could go on and on and on. I'm on my 7th dummy battery right now. I've had to return 5 other ones, and I got the 7th one was the winner. It is in the camera right now working. And so anyways, I got this one. I by the time I figured out it wasn't working and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So before I got this last one to work, I decided, you know what? Well, actually, yeah, I even got this one and it wasn't working. I had it and it stayed on for an hour, but then when I went to set it up, it stayed on for 35 minutes. I needed it for 4, 5, 6 hours, right? I needed it for a long time, which is why I needed it longer than the battery life would last. Otherwise, I just charge the damn battery every night and use the battery. And if I messed up, I just forgot to charge it, use my old camera. But that's not the case. I want it consistent. So when it didn't work with the one that was supposed to work in the 7th chime, I was like, it's got to be the camera. I mean, all these other people are giving positive reviews on all these things that I've sent back. And you know, I've returned, and basically I would get one, it wouldn't work, they would offer an exchange and send it to me, and I would get that one, and then it wouldn't work, and I would send that one back. Then I would move on to another brand and then do the same thing, and then I bought one locally too, and then I ended up finding this camera shop. I drive by it almost every time I leave the house, and guess what? They were same price right there the whole time. And he explained to me why the other ones didn't work, and at some point, if you guys want to know, I can tell you. But long story short, 4 prongs. Batteries have 4 prongs. Those dummy batteries often only use 2 prongs. The camera one that I have from that shop used all 4. So I have no idea if the other ones used just the 2 or the 4, but they didn't work, so they went back. So anyways, I tried to take the camera back, and the whole point about me pooping on Best Buy's warranty system is that I was told that by keeping this warranty, I would be able to exchange it, no questions asked, for another camera. Well, since then, either A, they've changed their policy, or B, I was sold some shrubbery. And it turns out that I couldn't just walk in and hand it over. Now, technically, they will exchange it, but first they have to have an appointment with Geek Squad to make sure it's... Here's the problem. Using a dummy battery, a third-party dummy battery that was not supplied by Sony or by Best Buy, for that matter, is probably not going to be considered under warranty or any kind of problem. If the camera battery works and everything else works, they're going to be like, camera works. Sorry, it's not working for what you want. So I was heated when I finally went to return it, and that's what they told me. So then I brought it home all pissed off, and I reset the camera back to factory settings, put the battery in, because I read that for some reason the battery needs to be in to initially set up the settings that you want, and then for whatever reason it saves them. and then you can take that battery out and put them in. But if you save it with the dummy battery, it won't save them. So that might have had something to do with it. Maybe not. I mean, it may have just been like the whole camera instance. Like, what the crap was that all about? So anyways, at the end of the day, I was up there for a long time. At the end of the day, I got one to work, and we're in right now using it. Everything's good for now, so we'll see. So pretty excited about that. All right, moving right along. Boy, we've already been at it for 25 minutes. That's crazy. You know me, though. I can talk with the best of them. Check it out. This has been happening, and I don't know if most of you even know. Some of you might not even care. This is not the most recent one that I've uploaded, but it's pretty close to it. Pretty close to it. You know, this is chapter 23. I believe chapter 24 is up now to the stadium. Is that what it's called? The stadium? I think it's the stadium. So, guys, there are 280 plus collectibles in this game. Now, the collectibles that are considered collectibles for the trophy, that's the 280. What's up, Pigeon? Welcome to the stream. That doesn't include the supplements and the weapon part pickups. Now, each level generally has 3 to 10 supplement pickups or weapon part pickups. Sometimes it's like a pile of 2 here and a pile of 2 there and a pile of 3 there, and then you get 7 parts, right? That counts as 1 pickup to me, versus like 3 pickups right there. But depending on how scattered they are, you know, sometimes there can be, I mean, some of these levels have 65 pickups with the collectibles and all the supplements and stuff. It's crazy, you guys. I really hope at some point you guys get a chance to play this game. I know some of you are, you know, tight on money, or, you know, haven't played the first one yet, or whatever the case may be. But my guess is that this will be a PSN Plus freebie at some point. So, you know, don't quote me on that because I don't know anything. But the first one was. I don't see why they wouldn't. And a lot of the exclusives get that kind of treatment at some point. And this is a very well sought after game. In fact, if Ghost of Tsushima had not come out, this for sure, I don't see any other game that would be a shoe-in for Game of the Year besides this. But Ghost of Tsushima is pretty damn good too. So they're going to duke it out. In my opinion, boy, I don't know if I have an answer of which one's my favorite. I have not finished either of them technically. So I'm a lot further in The Last of Us. In fact, we are halfway. That's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, is that we are at the halfway point. Things do transition at the halfway point, and we're there. So, you know, a lot of people have been hating on this game and the way it's been done. It has been lovely. It has been lovely. It's a roller coaster, as you would expect. I mean, it's an apocalyptic scenario. I mean, you look at other shows like The Walking Dead or even Zombieland and stuff, there's definitely loss. I mean, Bill Murray. Come on, Bill Murray. It's a big BM. Anyways, so definitely check that out if you have not already. I would greatly appreciate it. I mean, most of those views, most of those videos are getting roughly 200 to 300 views. And like I said, I think it's going to be good for the archive as time goes on. Lots of views will accumulate. I mean, it's probably never going to be in the millions of views, but you know, like Uncharted 4, I never finished that series, and I kick myself all the time. In fact, I've never finished the game. I want to go back. I'm right where I was in the guide, so I haven't progressed any further. I don't know. I don't even remember what was going on at all. It's been 2-3 years since I played it. So, you know, a lot of people show up and they're like, dude, we got to level 9 and you stopped making them. What the crap? And I'm like, nobody was watching them. And I'm not going to let that happen this time with this, mainly because I knew this going in. I knew this was going to be a very low hitting series, but I had an opportunity to play it with my son. You know, he's old enough to kind of partake in that stuff now, and he's also showing interest in wanting to help. You know, he very much wants to, you know, it's like he wants to be part of the channel, but he doesn't want to be part of the channel. I think he really would prefer to have his own channel. You know what I mean? But I do think that he would definitely, you know, I think he'd do well. I do see a future, you know, maybe not this summer, maybe not during school, but maybe next summer, like him having a big splash. And I don't know if you guys have seen, I mean, that's not a very good representation of him. He is like a full grown like dude. Like he is a 15 and a half solid 200-pound, you know, 6-foot dude. Like he's a pretty impressive specimen. And he's totally into parkour, which worries the crap out of me because he watches all these people jumping off buildings and all this crap. And it's like, I look at him and I go, dude, you haven't ran in 6 months. Please don't be doing that. And the last time he was parkouring, you guys might remember, he broke his wrist. So that's fun. But, you know, it's been interesting. It's been interesting. All right. So moving right along. Let's see here. We got Last of Us covered. All right. You know, oh, that's interesting. I knew I forgot something. I didn't map a button to this next segment, which I know I put in here. So I'll just do it the manual way. All right, so some of you guys tuned in earlier today. Some of you tuned in last week as well. We've been playing a PS3 classic on PS3 and basically going for some really uber hard trophies. Some people have been kind of, hey, what's up, VFJ? Some people have been kind of hating. I had somebody make some comments that like I needed to get good or whatever. Like, there's the trophy I was working on today, 0.61%. Have it. It would be my most rare trophy that I have to date if I get it. Now, I think I got about a quarter of the way there today, but the game has been amazing. We spent some time in the store. We went through and looted all the good stuff, all the level packs and maps. The cool thing is I played this game a ton. In fact, I got all of the core trophies for the game, and I have a ton of the DLC trophies too. However, there was a bunch of DLC I didn't even know existed. So when I was going through the store here the other day, it was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? All this stuff that I didn't know existed. And I am aware too that my camera isn't flipped, just so you guys know, like, it didn't work the same way as my other one. I had like an option to flip it, and this one doesn't. So I'm not sure what. So I'll have to figure that out. So it is kind of weird that I'm like looking right, and technically it should be right. Like I should be looking this way, but if I look this way, then I can't see what's on the screen, right? So, but anyways, it's been a lot of fun. I do plan on playing some more of that. I don't know if it'll return to the next Flashback Friday. I did get one of the really hard trophies after 3 hours. That was really weird that it was. Yeah. That shouldn't have shown 3 hours later there. I must have messed up the original edit or whatever. But I had to get bullseyes in this so hard. And then I got it, and the trophy wasn't that ridiculous. This one wasn't as pristine and hard as the other one. You like the new camera, VFJ? Nice. Glad it's working, man. It's been a work in progress. I mean, think about it. I bought it in December. And basically, I mean, trial and error a couple of times here and there. I mean, today's basically the first day that it's been set up with a dummy battery, actively in the system, working since December. I mean, that's almost a year. I mean, it's 7-8 months ago, right? Like, that's a long freaking time ago. But yeah, so, you know, we'll probably go and check out, there was the moment of success right there. We'll probably go check out Burnout Crash next time, because next week we're going to be gone. As you guys know, I've got some family here that's going to be basically staying here with my mother-in-law while I am gone for a week, and then we return and have like this big swarty hooty hoo party on Monday. So you know, the next 7 to 8 days for me are straight up like family vacation stuff. You know, gonna have a lot of fun. I started getting the laptop all geared up, and I was like, boy, I can take this with me. I'm gonna have a PlayStation. The laptop's got all the stuff. Like it'll work basically. All the stream settings and everything that are there, they're attached to my login to the account. So I didn't have to go through and set up all the buttons and everything. I'd have to unplug and take my Stream Deck, and I'd have to take a camera and some other stuff. But I mean, I could make it work. And then she goes, oh, so you're going to be streaming while we're on vacation? And I was like, no, I'm not. You're right. I'm not streaming while we're on vacation. So my goal is to maybe like, you know, do a video or two, perhaps of like me standing with like my phone, and like maybe do a Facebook Live or something just to show you guys where we're at, how it all goes. Cause, you know, and I don't know if you guys know this or not. One thing I forgot to mention with Drexler, so it's kind of a double whammy. You guys may or may not know this too, but you know, with everything that's going on, it actually gets swept under the rug quite a bit, and people don't know this. And I probably should have talked to him and make sure he was fine with this, but I don't think he cares. Reese actually was diagnosed with Tourette's quite some time ago, and you know, if you guys remember, we lost his cat Emmett like 2 years ago, September. And so that year, from September to September, but from when we lost Emmett to when we got Drex, it was a really tough roller coaster ride. Like, middle school was crap, high school was crap. But, Drex turned out to be kind of like the saving grace. So my wife did a bunch of research, and it turns out, like, she's got him all registered, and he's officially a service dog in training. Like, I told you guys that she's been busting her butt training him. Like Drex is going to be an official service dog. He's registered with whatever, however you do it, and he got his little thing in the mail the other day. It looks so cute. Service dog in training. He's got the little pouch thing on him, and so in a crazy turn of events, Drex actually gets to go on our vacation with us because he's a service dog and they allow that. So we've been trying to figure out how we're going to handle Drex for a full week while we're gone. My mother-in-law and the family were like, I don't think he'll be fine. But he loves my wife so much, you guys. I don't think you understand. Like, he is just absolutely just head over heels in love, attached to my wife. I am too, but so I totally get it. But so anyways, he's fully in, and I don't know much about it. And like, when she said it to me, I was kind of like, he isn't a service dog. Like, I was kind of like questioning, and she's like, well, we're working on it, and he's in training, and everything. And I was like, sweet, so they're gonna hopefully put us in an end unit at where we're staying, and this will help us not have multiple people on both sides of us, so that if he does have a barking moment or something, then it's less likely that he'll upset somebody. But we've already got a huge plan as far as like how the days are gonna go. Large, big walks in the morning, and we'll bring in lots of high value treats and stuff for the evening, and the pool, because of the coronavirus, is basically on appointment only. And one of my good friends he has the same exact package as we do, and he just got back from his vacation like 10 days ago, and he said they were there for a full week, and every day there's a designated time of the day you have to call to reserve a time for that day of the pool. And if you call, it's busy. And if you don't get through, you don't get to reserve, because everybody wants the pool, right? So the whole time they were there, one pool visit. So we've been basically told, like, that ain't gonna happen. You know what I mean? So we're gonna definitely be out. But Adam's asking where we're going for vacation. Every year we go to Eagle Crest. This is actually a trip that my wife has been taking since she was roughly 7 or 8 years old. Back when she was really little, her parents bought a timeshare, and they held on to it for many, many, many years. Now, long story short, her parents did split up at one point, and her dad got the ownership of it. Sort of. It's a really weird story. It's still in both of their names and stuff, even though they've split. So, like, it's kind of one of those good thing it was a loose end and never handled, because it made dealing with everything so much, because we're really close with her mom, and so her being able to immediately deal with it versus having to provide death certificates and fighting, and then potentially losing our grandfathered rates and stuff like that. So we basically have, like, we're behind about 10 years on the rates. They're not 1980s rates anymore, but they're like maybe late 90s, early 2000s. So basically it's almost nothing. And I mean, you could pay $180, $200 a night for just a hotel room, especially sleeping 4 people and a dog. It's not even half of that. It's not even half of that. So anyways, we're gonna go. Unfortunately, it was a use it or lose it scenario. We were kind of skeptical. We were kind of like, but ultimately we're gonna go and check it out. And I mean, they have this whole process in which they spray this foam stuff, and it takes 2 hours to soak and then another hour to dry or something like that with these. I don't know. And I know my friend just went and he's fine. So I'm hoping that everything will be the same for us. But yeah, so pretty stoked about all of that. If you guys have some PS3 requests and stuff you'd like to see for that Flashback Friday, I also got the Dreamcast out here. Now there's that internal old man Brian brain voice that's always telling me, like, you can't play a game that doesn't have trophies. What's the point? Dreamcast might be the exception. So, you know, ultimately, you know, I want some feedback from you guys, not only here in the chat, but also like on, you know, social media, tweet at me or whatever you've got that you're comfortable using. I would love to get some feedback from you. Some of you got me on Skype. Hit me up on Skype. Let me know. You know, so anyways, moving right along. Now, hey, one thing I wanted to talk about too. I don't think I got a button for this mate either. I'm an idiot. This should be good though. So check this out. Another milestone happened this week too. We actually crossed over 800 subs on HTG TV. Now it's gonna take a minute to load. I don't really like using this feature in the software because it doesn't allow me to scroll up and down or zoom or do anything. But you can see there that right under the having that we were at 800 and we're at 823. I guess it's live. I can't see a damn thing. 822. Is that what it is? 822. 823. I was right. All right. So, you know, we've already hit the milestone for the watch time requirement for partnership, monetization, whatever you want to call it. And so we just need that 1,000 subscriber mark. And, you know, please don't do like if you have extra accounts or stuff, don't go out of your way. But like, you know, spread the word, share links when we put videos up, when we're live streaming, share the streams. Like that would be super helpful, you guys, because with 125,000 people subscribed to HTG, I mean, I don't even want to guess what the number of people that knows HTG. And there's probably a percentage that does also know that doesn't care, right? There's probably a large portion that thinks I'm over there like, beep, 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 you know, like cussing up a storm because we labeled it the mature channel. We really did that because we were giving ourselves an out to play some of these games that you guys were wanting to see us without risking the channel, the main channel. That's ultimately why. And the second we get it set up, YouTube's like, nope, sorry, can't do that anymore. You gotta be crazy and over the top and aggressive and inappropriate because otherwise it's for kids. And if it's for kids, then we can't run ads and you're gonna do this and blah. So it was like, what the crap? So you know, we still play games, have fun, keep it clean over there. You know, but the games, the maturity level of the games is really where that mature thing comes from. So, yeah, of course you could share it. By all means, send them out. Tell everybody we're live. Share it. I try to post on Facebook every day, and I always try to tweet every day too. I'm not as active about Instagram, and mainly the main reason why I'm not. People ask me this: why don't you post all your links and stuff? Because you can't post links on Instagram. And then what ends up happening is that people do this trick, right? The cheat is to go link in bio. Okay, well that's great, except for what if somebody shows up today, right? And they look at today's post and it says link in bio. And they go, oh, that's cool, not really interested. What else you got though? Happy thumbs. And they swipe over to see what the last post was, or however you work Instagram. And they see, oh, yesterday's post is a game they're interested in, because we play different games basically every day. And they go, link in bio. So they go, okay, go to the bio, and they click the link, but it's today's content, right? So that's one thing that drives me nuts about people on Instagram that do that, is because if I'm not looking at today's post, I have no way of finding it. They don't put the link in their post, right? Like they should put the link. Instagram makes it not clickable. But that doesn't mean that they couldn't see the link and either maybe copy and paste it or potentially read it and remember it. So anyways, but yeah, 823, we're definitely pushing the bar. We're hoping to get that other side monetized. Now there is a possibility too that next week, while I am gone, that you might see somebody stream on that particular page. It's no secret. I've already let it out. The hardest part about this is being able to set it up. I just have not had any time. Like whenever I have time, Chris doesn't have time. Chris. And whenever Chris has time, I'm busy or gone or driving. Like yesterday in the middle of the day, he hit me up. I was driving. Then I went and did stuff and came home. Totally forgot to call him back. My bad. But you know, so hopefully we'll get it all figured out by next week. And the good news is I can create stream keys and basically do everything we need to do once I'm there. So that's kind of something that I was going to share with you, Chris, is that I definitely plan on crossing paths still. Like I haven't forgotten about that, but I feel like it'll be easier for me Monday or probably Monday to meet with you and then set it all up the night before and maybe do a test run or whatever you want to do. But welcome back, Venom. But yeah, so, you know, guys, that's ultimately what I've got for today. You know, we've of course got Patreon shout outs too, so we'll get to that. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I'm looking at all my buttons here. Not a whole lot. So that being said, let me just go ahead and jump right into Patreon, and then now would be a good time. There's at least four. At least four. I looked the wrong way. What's up, Dark Side? Been a minute. 5. I just did it again. Damn it. You know, now would be a good time for any kind of topics, questions, suggestions, anything like that, because you know there's a little bit of a delay. I'm gonna do the Patreon shout outs, and then I can go ahead and check the chat. That being said, you know, for those of you who are unfamiliar, we do have this thing called Patreon. It is a way for you guys to directly support us. It's another avenue for you guys to ask us questions or be involved with other Happy Thumbs gamers. It immediately gets you added to what we call the Happy Thumbs Namer wall, which is on our website. If you haven't checked it out, go to happythumbsgaming.com. Right at the top in the menu, there is a button for the Happy Thumbs Namers. And that's basically just anybody who's helped out over the years. And the list is growing. And, you know, whether you donate $1 one time or, you know, you're $50 or $100 a month and you have been since day one, doesn't matter. Your name will be there and it stays there. So there was a little bit of conflict in the beginning. I was kind of thinking, well, once they remove, I'm going to remove. But that was too much hassle. And I'd rather just acknowledge anybody and everybody that's ever supported us. So the goal is to have that list be thousands of names long, even if it is only $1 for 1 month. You know, you guys do get other things, you know, access to a hidden group that I basically don't do anything in, so that's not a big bonus. I try to post and answer any questions immediately because I get a notification directly from Patreon, where sometimes Facebook and Twitter, although that's a great way to get a hold of me, they're not as direct. Like, it actually buzzes I've got it set up so it actually notifies me. Let's see here. Can I make the wall if I get you a sandwich? Yes, that would do, because you can physically, yes, absolutely. I would like an auto sandwich. Nom 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 nom. My favorite joint. That's we need to do that again. You know, in fact, I should have thought about that. I was just up there yesterday. Wow, why does that feel like a week ago? Yesterday was Thursday, right? I don't even know what day it is anymore. That's crazy. Go on up. I'm gonna be going the other way, unfortunately. But yeah, our paths will have to cross soon. Definitely. So anyways, Patreon, if you guys have supported us at $5 and up, you're gonna be actually showcased right now, because guess what? We've got Thumbie, and guess what? I even updated Thumbie. Let's go! Woo to the who! All right, so all those names are people that are currently supporting us at $5 or higher. And I've mentioned this before, there's a couple of zingers in there that definitely make that pot a little richer for us, and I can't thank you guys enough. I'm not going to put anybody on the spot, but seriously, like, you've made a big difference. You've made a big difference, and that's all I can really say. It's really been awesome, and I'm grateful for it. So much love to all those guys at the $5 and up. Now we also have another tier 2. It's the $10 and up. And these guys, I'm going to say, in no particular order other than this is the order that they show on Patreon right now. Normally I write it down. It's blank. I didn't write it down this time. So anyways, first up we got Jason Baloney. Thank you so much, Jason. Appreciate your support. Much love. Tomorrow is Saturday, also known as Catterday for you. I don't know if you're getting tired of hearing me bringing this up or not, but I'm ready for some more cat pics. I'm a sucker for them kitty photos. Anyways, next up, God, I always say this one wrong, and I apologize now. Nope, psych. Zarya! Hopefully I got that right. Thank you so much, Zarya. Appreciate the love and support. Haven't seen you in streams in the last few days. Not like calling you out, but I'm totally calling you out. No, I'm just kidding. Hope all is well with you. I know that there's lots of stuff going on. Hopefully you're staying safe and healthy and all that stuff. Hopefully the young one is good too, and all the other ones. So you got. Hopefully everybody's good. That being said, moving right along to the next Patreon, we got Gray the Grave. You guys know Gray. He's playing once a week at least with us. He's almost always in the chat. I'm really surprised he's not here right now, but it is really late for him. He's 8 hours ahead. It's 6 o'clock, so that would be what, 4? No. 2. It's late, all right? He's sleeping like a good boy who's got to get up for work tomorrow. So yes, thank you so much, Gray. I'll see you soon because I won't see you Thursday. Hopefully, we'll get some games in while I'm gone. That's the plan. I'm hoping to Apex it up, which is kind of weird because I don't even have anything to do in Apex. But next up, we've got Douglas Wright. You guys know him as Dougie Fresh. He was originally a guide writer. In fact, he was the OG written guide writer for Happy Thumbs Gaming. So that's a role that nobody will ever take from him. And he and I have not talked as much as we probably could have or should have lately. In fact, his sister hit me up and we were talking about this giant stuffed Thumby that she made, and then like that just kind of stopped. I actually kind of forgot about it until right now. So hit up Sam. All right, I made myself a note. All right, let's see here. Next up, I got Andrew Hosted. You guys know him as Andrew behind the camera. He has been doing a lot of uploads to his YouTube channel. I almost call it the Happy Thumbs channel. No, but he's got his own channel, Andrew behind the camera. And to be honest with you, I haven't checked in a while. Last I saw, he was pushing like 3,500 subs or something like that. So pushing way faster than Happy Thumbs TV. Like, way faster. So whatever he's doing a good job. Congrats to you on that. Yes, thank you again for your patronage. It's been a while since we've seen you too, man. I hope all is well in your neighborhood, because I know you've got some underlying health stuff already. So hopefully hopefully it's not affecting you in a negative way. Much love. Let me know you're doing okay. If you happen to watch this, drop a comment or something, or hit me up. You know how to get a hold of me, Andrew. Next up, we got Michael Karsberg. Normally, Michael is here for the game breaks because somehow, some way, it seems to work out for his time, even though he's way ahead right now, too. It's super late for him, I believe. But we often see him. He was here on a recent stream. I'm trying to think of when the last one was that he was here. Was it yesterday? Again, this week has been absolutely crazy. Like, not to, like, complain or anything, but, like, I get up at, like, 6:37, and then I'm working until roughly 2:33 when the stream's over, and I kind of set everything done and down and turn everything off, make sure all the cords and everything out of the way, and then I go downstairs and chill for anywhere from a half hour to 2 hours at most, and then Reese and I are up here, if not sooner, already working and recording for The Last of Us, and then we usually scout, and then we get the collectibles. So that's basically playing the level twice. The reason we do that is so that it actually looks like we know where the hell we're going, and that the videos actually translate into really quick and efficient videos for you guys. We do that a lot with Lego too. You guys don't know that. Well, maybe some of you do, but we really focus on doing a good job. If I make a mistake, like let's say if I get to a crossroads and I need to go left or right, and I go left and I take 10 steps and I go, crap, I should have gone right. I'll start over again. Even if I've already got 6 or 7 mini kits, if I make that mistake, I look for that perfection. And I think that, it does translate into views and happy viewers. I do feel that it also translates into easy to follow and returning. So I think that I think it's good. It does sometimes take me 2 or 3 times to play the level. That's okay. The only thing that sucks is when I have to play a Lego game live and you guys get to see what happens in live. That's never good. But all right, moving right along, we got 2 more on the list here that need a proper shout out. Next up is going to be April White. April actually sent me an email, and I've been a terrible person. As soon as I get to my vacation, I plan on responding to said email. These last couple of, the days are just blurring together, like I was saying. I edit, and then we eat dinner at like 7:30, 8 o'clock because I'm pushing Reese and trying to do these videos and edit. And then I'm editing till 8:30, 9, 10 o'clock every night, and then I usually get an hour to hang out, and I go to bed at 11, 11:30, back up at 6:30, and doing it all over again. But the good news is that it is going to start slowing down. I get a whole week to basically just kick my feet up and do nothing, and I'm super looking forward to it. So April, I will respond to your email, and just be ready for a long one because it's been a while. And I can talk and I can type. All right, last but not least, we got Bonnie Miller. Thank you so much, Bonnie, for your support on Patreon. Much love to all of you guys. Doesn't matter which level, I really appreciate it, guys. It has been nothing but a big help, so I appreciate that. So you guys know the drill. Things like the camera and all these things are basically things that I'm able to do due to the Patreon, right? Like that's where a lot of that comes from. So much love for you guys for basically investing in the channel. That's kind of how I look at it. There's no stocks being handed out, but that's basically what's happening. So appreciate that. All right, let's get back over. I've not been able to look and see what the chat's been saying. I got a dry mouth. Don't forget to stay hydrated. The reason why I didn't get to 100% on Lego Marvel Superheroes, I put a code in. Chacho, that's like the worst, man. Like, I've been talking about that as I play through on Sundays with Lego Star Wars 3 The Clone Wars. I used codes, and I'm like super worried that that's gonna backfire and get me later. I did save a file to my cloud so that if somehow I do get hosed, I at least have story completed. That means I'm still gonna get all the damn minigans again, but let's see here. Adam says, "Hey Brian, what's the situation with Reese going back to school in the fall? Will he be doing it online or in the building or a combination of two?" Great question, Adam. Oregon has actually issued some sort of formula, and I don't know it per se, but it's like there has to be 3 weeks of 10 cases or less per 100,000 people per county. Like I said, it's pretty confusing. But essentially, they break it down to like, so I live in Marion County. So essentially, I think we have like 180,000 people or something like that in the county. It's pretty large. It's Salem. But again, I've always talked about Salem being a very small city in comparison. And to be honest with you, I could be way off on the numbers. But, 180, I think that's what I read. So in that case, rounding up to 200,000, there would roughly have to be, 20 people or less per day for 3 weeks straight. And if that milestone is hit, then they can return to in-class learning. So, up until about 5 days ago, it was being broadcasted to us by all the Salem Kaiser School District that we were going to have to choose. They wanted early enrollment, and they wanted to know, are you planning on having your kid attend the actual physical school, or are you, still super worried or protective and not going to do, so what's your stance on this? And we had a long talk about it, and we decided that basically it was kind of like this. My wife is going to have to go to the schools probably one way or the other. So right there, if there is a high risk or any kind of exposure chances, she's going to get it, right? If she gets it, she's going to bring it home. We're going to get it. So with that being said, I know it sounds kind of stupid to raise the odds, double them, so to speak, but we just kind of figured, like, if Reese stays home, it's still not 100% protecting us because my wife is going to be there. And, number-wise, listen, I'm not trying to sway opinions. I'm not trying to talk politics. I'm not trying to say anything other than I feel like the virus is a real thing. It affects different people differently. How it works, how it spreads, how we can prevent it, all unknowns as far as I'm concerned. I mean, we know as much about Lego Skywalker Saga as we do about COVID, which is basically nothing. I mean, there's some trials, drug trials, and depending on, again, I said no politics, but I mean, basically, depending on where your politics lie, you have an opinion on this. And it seems to be fairly consistent, which is weird to me because at one point in this world, you used to be able to have an opinion and still claim a party, but yet sometimes your opinion wasn't always decided by your party. Now it seems like you're labeled as a traitor or something, so all these people are all in on whatever their party, and it's like, I can't agree with anything on any of them. Like, everyone's got stuff I'm like, well, could be, I mean, so I'm pretty, I'm definitely for the people, by the people, but I'm also, I'm also aware that we're a society that definitely tends to take advantage too. So, knowing all of that, knowing that there's a lot of, low riskers, a lot of high riskers, out there, we decided to let Reese go to school. And actually, the distance learning stuff is tough. They don't really have a mandate yet. They don't really have exact stuff. There's no stats that show what's going to work best. I mean, there's online schools that exist. We all know that. Uh, why those models aren't effectively being transferred right over to the high school levels and lower, I'm not exactly sure. But I mean, could you imagine? I mean, for those of you who've been through high school and stuff, could you imagine like not being able to like ask your teacher, or I mean, have a friend help you, or whatever, right? Like, um, it's tough. And so that was kind of another reason. It was like, Reese, he didn't struggle, but with the program being so wishy-washy, like one teacher would have one set of rules, one teacher would have another, one teacher, and it was just like, okay, so you got 7 different sets of rules, all these different syllabuses, however you say it, to follow and catch up with. And then it was like, in the end, it was all like pass or fail. Like there was no real, so it was basically like turn it in and you're good, right? But there was a lot of stuff that we were finding that Reese wasn't, he was able to pass, but he wasn't necessarily retaining the information. So we feel that, like, having that in-class learning, and I mean, it sucks because my wife's a teacher. She's really good at it, and she's totally caught Reese up on all the stuff that he was behind in, or whatever you want to call it. But you know how much time that on top of her teaching and all of her schedule, I mean, it's just like, I want her to be able to come home and breathe too, and so by having Reese back in school, that was the plan. But as of 5 days ago, they were like, nope, no more. Anybody who was planning to attend the school will have to attend via distance learning. And in November, we will reevaluate unless we hit that threshold before. Everybody hates our governor and our mayor right now. And I don't know what to say or think. What's up, Emily? Thanks for the sub. Welcome to the channel. Hope you enjoy our content. These people are elected by us and are, just being treated terribly. And, granted, some of the decisions are not decisions I would have made, but we voted them people in there. I mean, I'm not going to go further. A lot of voting put people in places, and not everybody's happy with what they got. And guess what? Suck it up and deal with it, and then vote again when it's your turn. I mean, I don't know what else to say, but ultimately, it was kind of disappointing to hear that was happening, and what really sucks is that it sounds like my wife's still gonna have to attend the building anyway. Now, why is that? Well, she's actually a special ed teacher, and she has to handle what they call individual education plans, those IEPs for short. Those guys have to be held. They're usually 1-hour meetings. Often, with the school that she teaches at, there's a lot of diversity. There's a lot of parents that don't have English as their first language. So there's interpreters and stuff that are needed too. So like this is definitely complicating an already complicated process. It's all for the greater good of the kids, and my wife loves doing it. But there are definitely some like, oh, how are we going to handle it? So hopefully they'll have some like big, plexiglass barriers or some sort of like, and obviously hopefully people, but I mean, again, you've got those high riskers and those low riskers out there. And my wife's going to see a handful of them. She's going to see some of them that are washing their hands or using hand sanitizer and like wearing masks. And some of them are going to walk up in there and be like, I ain't using nothing and you can't tell me nothing, and we've already seen, my wife and I missed like a full blown, forgive me if this offends anybody, but a full-blown Karen incident the other day. I told some of you about this. We actually walked, I took my wife to the store. I was waiting in the car just to minimize traffic and going in and out. And when she went in, there was a big meeting being held by the staff that was there. And as she was walking in, I kind of noticed this lady like storming out of there. Not like, whoa, what's going on there? But like, I just caught notice of her. And I never for sure if it was, I would never for sure found out if it was her or not. But like, I feel like it was her. But apparently she came in and freaked. She wasn't wearing a mask. And, as an American, that's your right. But right now, there are rules. And that right also usually means that you don't always have rights to shop. And, there are rules, right? So I'm not telling you what's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's what is being expected around here. And so this girl freaked out. She was like knocking stuff off the shelf. And so like my wife, when she was like checking out, missed it by like 2 minutes, missed it by that much. The lady, the girl was checking her out, was like noticeably shaky. And my wife was like, she like looked at her and didn't say anything because, she's aware that everybody's got their own path. Not everybody has the same situation or scenario, and that there could have been some sort of reason for. So my wife's just kind of observing her, and this girl looks at her and she stops as she's scanning. And she goes, "I'm really sorry if I seem like I'm shook up, but I'm really shook up right now." And she almost started crying. My wife said, "Oh my God," she was fighting it so hard to not cry. She was just like, this lady came in and she yelled, and she didn't even yell at me, but she was like right there, and she was like, I mean, I'm terrified. Like, I didn't know if she was gonna start hitting people. I didn't, and she was like telling the story, like, and my wife's like, "Wow, I missed it by that much. Dang," like, if I didn't warm up the car, you know what I mean? Like, we would. But at the same time, like, my wife's one of those people that would have been like, "Wear your mask," or something, and probably would have been somehow the wrong place, wrong time, and who knows. I love my wife, but she is way too comfortable to just interject. Being a high school teacher, right? Like, all these kids, most of them 2, 3, 4 feet taller than her, right? Like, she's not big. She's not little either, but the high school kids are big. And so she's, "Hey, she don't care, she's fearless." And so I've talked about this before. She's the first person to talk to people in lines. Like, it'll be quiet. She'll crack a joke real loud, and she'll break the silence. And I mean, it's wonderful, but it also could lead to, she's also the one honking at people and stuff. I'm like, "Hey, you're gonna get us killed, girl, stop it." Like, I don't even honk the horn at anybody, because I've been in some situations after honking the horn that I realized, yep, not going to use that anymore. Going to avoid that next time. Didn't need to do that. So, anyways, let's hear what's going on in the chat. I forget like 30 minutes later, so I have to write everything down. Oh, yeah. I've got old man Brian brain. Sounds like you got old man non brain. You're not as old as me, though. You got a couple of years of youth behind me still. So you have to wear a mask and store. Yeah. Yes. No, and that's how it is here too. Definitely. And hey, look, on these 95, 100-degree days in Oregon where it's super humid, I mean, you're almost like swimming through like this liquid air. Like, it's just gross. And if there's no breeze, which is kind of a thing sometimes too, it just sits there and it's so gross. And, the mask is not fun. I went and saw my friend Jordan yesterday. I hung out at his house for about an hour. He's one of the only dudes that I go hang out with or see or do anything. And he's super like, open the door, close the door, wash your hands. He's got some stuff going on too that keeps him pretty on it. OCD might be one of the qualities that we both have in common. So wash your hands, wear your mask, and like, the funniest thing about it though is that every single time I show up at his house, every single time, he's got a different mask. Every single time. And it's awesome because like one time he had like, Tiger King? What's his name? Tiger King guy. Yesterday he had like this weird like shark mouth that was like, "Wah!" And then like he had another one that was like he just has all sorts of like rave stuff, and you can see that he spends a fair amount of time buying masks, and he's very fashionable with his masks. But like, even in his house, like, we're very like, distanced from each other. The dog interacts with both of us. I mean, there's still crossover, but as soon as we get in the car, we hand sanitize her up and stuff. But but I mean, in his house, I mean, and outside, at the store sometimes, like, I mean, I definitely feel a little bit of, like, sometimes it does feel like restriction, right? Like, it's not like I can live with it. I guess at the end of the day, I'm not judging any of you or telling anybody what to do, but it's one of those things that just doesn't get me enough. Like, I get bothered by stuff. I get annoyed by a lot of stuff. My wife she'd probably have a whole list of this. But, ultimately, I try not to let those things bother me. Rules are rules. I used to be the biggest rule breaker in the world. Like, I'm serious. Like, if you guys, I mean, there's a couple that do know, so don't say nothing. But if some of you guys knew my history, like, some of you might not even watch the channel anymore. like I was not a good human being in my younger years. I had no supervision. My parents had divorced at 5. My dad was a womanizer, to say the least. He was very popular with the ladies. Very high turnaround rate at my house. not a lot of catch in the backyard. It was more of, yeah, I'll let you draw your own conclusions on that one. So anyways, I was a terrible human being, and I really pride myself on like it's almost too much. Like my wife's like even like this thing with the dog, right? Like when she's like, oh yeah, direct service dog. I'm like, okay, here's the thing. What did you have to tell them to accept this? Like, is this sufficient? She's like, well, he's already registered with the federal whatever and blah 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 and service and training, and we're going through the steps, and at some point you have to go and like, you know, jump through some hoops and prove, and then like you get checked off or what. I don't know how the whole process works, but you know, on Raising Hope they trained a pig, so I know it's possible that we could do it on our own for the most part. I don't know why I thought of that, but yeah. So anyways, I just, you know, I feel like the rules need to be followed, and you know, with her, I'm skeptical. My biggest thing is that like the repercussions. Like, okay, so we get there, we check in, and they go, oh, well, you didn't check this box, or oh, this isn't he's in training, that doesn't count. You can't have him here. And then we're 3 hours away from home with our dog, going, crap. What do we do now? You know, and so you know, I think about stuff like that all the time, and I do worry about what if scenarios that I probably shouldn't. But it's just, you know, my dad, one of the qualities that I absolutely hate about my dad is that he is the devil's advocate. Like if you hear him talking about something he's passionate about, and then you jump in and you're like, oh yeah, I'm passionate too, he'll be like, oh well, blah. And you're just like, what the hell just happened? I'm not kidding. Like, he is the worst. And Nam, you even met him. I don't know if you've ever experienced that with him, but you know, like, my dad is the worst. And you know, so I find myself being the devil's advocate now too. So like you know, that's always how it is. You know, like kids that grow up in a smoking, I'm never gonna smoke, end up being chain smokers more often than they don't. There are some that do stick to their plan, but you know how it is, right? Like, it's just always that case. People always break down at some point or something. And for me, I feel like the rules should be followed. And I don't know. It's just one of those things. I'm terrible. All right, guys, that's about everything I got. Precautions must always be taken. Yeah, no, I'm just one of those weirdos now. How's the weather in Salem? We got lots of rain in Washington D.C. Weather's been really hot and muggy, dude. It's been we've had like every third night has been just like amazing. Where like the temperature, it may be like 80, 85, but like you can go out and chill. And there's a little breeze and it feels amazing. And then there's other nights that it's like 75 and you go outside and you're like, oh God, I can barely breathe. It's just terrible. So, you know, ultimately I'm usually in the house, and so you guys can't see this. I have, well, I can show you this. This is my new light. See this little halo light? It's bright. It's not very warm, but any warmth is warm, right? It's all added to the pile. I also have my big key light that's up here. It's a big Elgato. It's a full panel. And then I've got two kind of long neck lights that I can't move them and show you, and the camera's fixed. I can't get it over there either. But you know, essentially they're just long. And these guys are actually the hottest of them all. They're the smallest, and you'd think they'd be the least light, you know, or at least heat bearing, but they're not. They're actually pretty heavy at the heat. This guy's also pretty warm, but really the TVs are the biggest factor. So right now, I mean, it says it's 72 up there, but it's also got the breeze coming in where there's about this much room between my wall and the green screen. So like right in that spot, it's getting the breeze from the AC, but I'm not. It's not hitting me. Ooh, actually, I moved the green screen a little bit and it came in here. Ooh. I can't wait to get to that nice chilly air. But yeah, all in all, the weather's been great. I cannot complain. The worst part about it, though, is that it's been fairly windy. You know, I know I mentioned that sometimes it can be stagnant and not very windy. There's been a fairly good breeze for the last few nights. Why that's a problem? I have a house that sits at the top of a hill, and I would say it's probably 15 feet at least higher than the street. So you know, you come down the street and you turn 90 degrees to the left. But if you were to literally drive up the curb and go up, you'd go straight up this hill at like a, I don't know, 45, 50 degree angle. It's pretty steep. And it goes up 10, 15 feet at least. And then it flattens out. And then our house sits up on that little, some of you guys have seen the photos from like the skunk and other stuff that we've done in the past. But ultimately, it's up high. So the wind comes right down that street and goes right up over the top, blows all that debris and crap up right onto my car. White does not hide dirt very well. Not at all. Not at all. I'm thinking about getting it wrapped. I've been saving my money. Ultimately, the goal is to buy a house with the money I'm saving. I mean, I don't have house money yet, but that's like we're putting some money away, and there's some things that are going to happen at some point in the next year or so, and I don't know the order how they're going to go down or whatever, but things are definitely going to change for us. And so, I mean, Reese has like what, 2 more years? No, 3 more years. Yeah, he's gonna be a sophomore this year. I had to think about that for a second. I'm like, wait. See, for me, I went to school in Beaverton, different school district, and we had junior high, not middle school. A lot of people don't know this, but junior high is 7th, 8th, and 9th. So your freshman year is actually at a middle school, at the junior high. So I always think of Reese being at the high school now as his 2nd year of high school, but it's really only his first because he went to middle school, which was only 6th and 7th grade. I go 6th, 7th, and 8th. My bad. I forgot 8. Anyways, it's been a long week. Buy a car tarp. That's not a bad idea, Connie. I mean, that's not a bad idea. You can confirm. Yeah, you've made that walk. I don't know. Okay, so here's a fun fact for you too. I already told you. You got to come to my house. You come down the street and you make a 90-degree turn, right? And then about, I don't know, 15, 20 feet after you turn, it's an immediate driveway, 90 degrees up this big hill. Blue Blade Vlogs, thanks for the sub. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully you enjoy our content. And then it goes up the driveway at that super steep, right? And then it 90s out and flattens out. And so the house isn't like when you drive up. You guys have seen pictures of the house, I'm sure. The house, if you were to go up, you'd go right into my car. You wouldn't crash into the house. You'd go right into the car. The house actually is twisted and sits sideways. All the other houses sit front of the house towards the street. Ours is 90 degrees. So you go up this giant hill and then you 90 degree, and then there's dual parking, and then it's too deep flat. But then it goes to that super big incline. And we have a big field that was supposed to be a road that never went through, but the field's there, and you can pull in and park in the gravel and stuff. And Nom never parks there, though. He always parks at the bottom. He plays it safe, because it's a mess trying to back in or back out. I pull all the way straight up, and I put my front 2 wheels just barely in the gravel, and then I throw it in reverse, and then I back in with my back right to the garage door. So then when it's time to leave, I just turn on the car, and I just pull right out. Vroom, vroom. But if you don't plan ahead, you have to do this crazy back down this really long, because you can't see, because it's like you're flat, and then all of a sudden it just goes, but it also goes, like, it's crazy. Anyways, let's see here. Connie says we have one. It works great for winter if you don't use the garage. Yeah, I could actually use 2 of them, because I have an old beater car that I had dreams of putting back together and getting it running again, but it's legit been 20 years. 15 years, really. 15 years. Yeah, I mean, we did a bunch of prep to store it because we knew it was going to sit forever, but the body is just falling apart, and the motor's good. The motor's actually a pretty nice built motor with a hot cam and an intake and ported and polished head, and it's nice, but it's not that nice. It's probably worth $200. Let's see, I drove past it 3 times my first time. Oh yeah, that's easy to miss too. Yep. But definitely, Connie, thank you for the idea. I need to foam the car and then throw the tarp on it. That's a legit ass idea. I'm gonna get on my tuning site right now and go buy one. On that note too, guys, I've actually gone 20 minutes longer than I told the wife I would. Not that I'm like in trouble or anything. But anyways, we actually have errands to run. I got to go and do some stuff because we're leaving. We're getting the last minute stuff and we're bouncing. But hey, thanks, Adam. I appreciate that. I always love seeing you, man. It's good to see you. I thought about wearing your shirt today, but to be honest with you, I had to go Blazers today, man. My Blazers played their first real game since the season was put on hiatus. And I know I already ruined it for some of you, but I won't say anything else from here on out just in case. But it was a hell of a game. And listen, I know some of you guys don't get it. Some of you guys don't care for basketball and stuff. I know Kirsten's I probably put her to sleep in the first 8 minutes of the stream. And I know she's also tending some dogs, so I know she's not super active in the chat. But that being said, like there's this weird connection I have with basketball. Like, I enjoy it, but like, it's weird. Like, I played it, so I have that. I have a love for the game. Always have. You know, my grandfather was a basketball coach at the high school for 28 years. My dad played hoops for Oregon State, and you know, had he have done things differently and not ended up getting my mom pregnant, I mean, I don't know. I don't think he would have played in the NBA, but I mean, he's got records at the high school that are still not broken yet. He had a crazy vertical. He was pretty good, way better than I was. But you know, I don't know. I don't even know where I was going with any of that. But anyways, yeah. So basketball, that's where I was going. When I watch basketball, like, I get like adrenaline rushes from it. Like, I know that sounds really weird, but like, even like, so like when my team is doing well and it's going, I'm fine. But when it's not going well, or like, let's say the refs are being dicks, you know, then I start to get a little mouthy. I start yelling at the TV and stuff. Before I know it, like today, it was funny. I've been trying to be better about not being so protective of Reese. I don't let him do anything, and I acknowledge that. Like, I'm bad. And as a kid, as a 15-year-old kid, I remember doing stuff, and my dad let you know. And but I've tried to protect him from a lot of the BS-ery that's out there. And ultimately, I think we've done a great job of avoiding a lot of those possible things. But at some point, I got to start loosening the leash a little bit, so to speak. And I feel like, you know, I don't know. It's just one of those things, I guess. Yeah. All right, hey guys, I gotta go. I can hear people moving around downstairs. I don't think they're getting antsy for me, but I gotta go. I will enjoy my R&R, Connie. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Have a great vacation. Thank you, Paige. Thank you so much. Can you give a big air hug? Oh, big air hugs for all out there. Much love, guys. Hopefully these buttons will work. They never work, but hopefully they do. Anyways, if you have not already, please check us out at happythumbsgaming.com. We also have a ton of social media presence out there. We'd love to see you and get you involved in that. And as always, guys, until next time, which by the way will be Sunday at 1. Make sure you're there.